Okay, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Our student online, can you hear me? Please, if you can hear me, can you write in the comment section?
Oh.
How are you? Welcome. How are you? Okay, welcome. How's the journey? Have a seat. Okay. So let me proceed. Okay, let's quickly do a recap from the previous class. Previous class, we discussed about let them come. No? Brother, yeah. So let's have a recap from the previous section. We have the introduction to artificial intelligence. What can you remember from that? Many things, right? Tell me 2 things you can remember from the previous activity.
Yeah, robotics.
AI robotics, okay. And anything, sir? Machine learning, okay. Yes. Aspect of the machine learning, okay. GPT 4.0. You're absent last class, so okay, good. So we discussed about one of the most important thing in AI is that there are 14 key concepts of the AI. What are they? Key concepts. We have learning, reasoning, problem solving, and what? Perception and language understanding or language processing. So these are the key concepts that we need to put behind our, back to our brain to make sure that we have a successful AI. So, and I give example on how the human learns, and we do the same thing for the AI, correct? So today we are going deeper into understanding what makes the AI. You are done, right? You have to allow this session so we can continue. Is that okay? Okay. Today's class? But you are in this class? Okay. But this is the one of the punishment for you. You are not coming in time. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Excuse me, Hanachi. You can go out. I think you can leave. No problem. Yes. Are we settled down? Okay. So we are going deep into what makes the artificial intelligence. Without the learning, you cannot have something that can be intelligent. All the intelligence has to be based on the history of data, right? To learn something. So today we are looking into the machine learning as introductory level. We'll go deeper and deeper and deeper. Okay? What is the machine learning? What do you understand by machine learning? Okay? Machine learning. I think you can turn around this way so that you can look at the screen, or you can sit somewhere where you can look at the screen. The computer is not important at this moment. I will try to see if we can project everything on this computer so you can see it on your computer, right? Better, right? But you turn around for now. Hopefully I will work on that. So we screencast all the computers. Okay, what do you understand by machine learning? The definition is here. Okay, very good. So we learn and we teach the machine, and the machine process that to make better things, either faster or more precise, with efficiency. This is what we are talking about. There are different types of machine learning. There are different types of machine learning. What are they? We have supervised learning, we have unsupervised, and we have reinforcement. These three things has to be with you all the time throughout this lecture. And you have to get or understand the difference between all supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. We talked about it in the previous class, correct? Now we are going to talk about it in details. The application of machine learning could be in healthcare, finance, marketing, robotics, and more. Healthcare, you can predict a diseases as it's happening or before it happens. Okay, you can predict the contamination rate, isolation, where to isolate, and what can we do to prevent it from going to certain place. Oh, it is already there. We can make a prediction because that guy is in the airport and he went to Adamawa. Oh, he been in the marriage, right? There was a marriage ceremony on Saturday. He landed on Friday. His driver, take him, and his driver is in Fofore. So he sent it to Fofore already. And the Fofore, they are Fulani, they bring Nono to the market. We know that it's already in the market. If I take what they call it, kosong, that milk, Sara kosong, so I know that I got infected, right? So I start thinking because most of the milk come from Fofore and all that. So this is the thing. So we can make a prediction, right? And medical imaging, we can look at the history of medical fluoroscopy, ECG, MRI, CT scan, and so on to make a prediction. We can have a personalized treatment plan. One family can have a personalized treatment plan because maybe we have one with the sugar, diabetic, hypertensive, cardiac problem, neurology, neural system, all these things. You can have a system which is artificially intelligent enough to give you a personalized medical treatment plans. Okay? In finance, fraudulent activity can be detected before it happens or while it's happening. We can detect it. Okay? Most of the conventional banks, they have a problem to detect, right? So when it happens, they have to spend a week or two to solve the problem. And in the conventional, mostly why? Because they don't have enough infrastructure and all these machine learning, models and system that can help them with that. But if you look at the mobile banking, they have a system which is based on the state of art, right? A touch-notch system, cloud-based. The processing of the transaction is fast. Okay, there is no intermediate people. It's all operated by the machine. You don't need to go to the center for customer service and I want to see the manager because my 40,000 is. No, you just make a simple complaint. They look at it, they return your money. Most of the time I did the transaction. If it failed, Before I even go back to the application, I see notification that reimbursement. One thing you have to see also with the conventional university, when they take the BAT and the service charge, when they return the money, most of the time they don't return with the BAT, and most of the time. Sometimes they return the service charge, but not the BAT, because that transaction happened. I think the government want to take even the BAT of reimbursement, because they want to take everything. So with artificial intelligence, machine learning, things will be easier, right? With the banking sector. Stock market exchange, I explained this in a way that you have an expert who's into, let's say, cryptocurrency or market, stock market. He has a platform where he do all the transaction. You can clone his profile. Every time he invests in this, you invest. Every time he invests in this, you invest. Every time he's withdrawing his money, you withdraw. The system does it for you, because this guy is an expert. He has insight, maybe. He has a connection. He understands what he's doing. When he put the money, he knows. Somebody tell him, or he knows from his analysis that he's going to get a profit. Or he has a robot that does for him. So you follow him. When he releases money, you release, because he has enough, or he think about the danger, right? So he will always gain something. You can see people having millions a day from this extent. You can use that stock market AI thing or machine learning to clone other people's profile and use it. Some of the expert system, they allow you to do that. They show you the list of top 10, top 100, top 50, and you choose one from them and follow the suit. And most of the time it's okay. You don't invest the way they invest. You invest lower, but you gain something, definitely. So this can be done. Also, credit scoring. You go to GT Bank now, you fill in the form, I want a loan. It takes maybe a week, sometimes a month to get that credit, right? Sometimes you don't even get it. But in a situation where you get it, they don't even have, a data about your credit status, whether you took it from First Bank, from other bank, and you cannot pay. They should know your salary, right? They should know if you have a credit from other banks. Did they have the system? If they have, did they use it? Is it processed by the system or by human being? Human being, if you give him something, he can close the eye and let it go. I don't have an electricity bill, right? Because I don't use electricity. I don't have a water, I don't use water. So I went to the bank, they say I have to bring this. I said, sorry, okay, I don't have. I have my international passport, I have my ID card, I have my name, I have my everything. I deserve to have the account. No, we need your address. This is my address. Then we need to confirm it. How? With the electricity or water? I say, I don't have. I don't use. My village, they don't even have electricity for more than a month. And my area is totally no electricity. So I don't even have it. Then this guy, I wanted to shout also, then he calmed down. My brother said, hey, my friend, this guy is not, blah, blah. They talk nicely, and I don't know what happened. He said, okay, I'll do it. He used somebody's, I think, electricity bill and push it. So human being, compromise. Until today, I don't have that. If that's the reason for me to have an account, then I will not have it, right? Yeah, my village doesn't have, and I don't have. So I don't have. I'm not going to lie, I don't have it. But that should not be a criteria to deny me access for these services. After all, I'm contributing to that business, right? They should look for me whether I have or not restricting me. So that can be used for credit scoring to know if you have a outstanding payment and what is the current status of your credit. Are you having a salary to pay that in how many years and all that before they give you the loan? And also they can see the data about your credit if that data is good enough for you to have that kind of credit. Some credits taking 5 million while your salary is 60,000. How many years will it take you to pay? Right? You need to feed yourself, you need to, transport yourself and all that. So that AI can help in prediction of the credit scoring. Then market, customer segmentation and recommendation system. we have different type of program, right? We have digital skills, we have software development, we have emerging technology, we have artificial intelligence. We can't just push all the advertisement for all, we have to make a segmentation. These are artificial intelligence, we focus on artificial intelligence. These are software development, we focus on software development. So we try to understand and we make recommendations based on the classification or the segmentation of our customers, robotics, and autonomous system. So you imagine a car that drives itself. I told you, the year 2007, 5, I saw a car that drives itself, bus, transporting people from, I think, Paya Lebar to Jurong East. So it's a long distance, and there are a lot of traffic, and all by itself. And it's more than 16, I think around 16 kilometers or more. And it doesn't stop there because this is where I stop. From Paya Lebar to, Jurong East. So it goes up. So we have autopilot where a plane can land and take off by itself. More precise, right? We can use a drone. Yes.
Can we say that? Can we say that if in program AI, let's say giving a brain and purpose, think of possibilities like where to stop, what to do when this thing happens. In machine learning, only learns from data. I'm talking about the AI aspect, giving it a brain.
It's effective. Even at that time, it's not fully a machine learning or AI. It's a system. It was a system that if you press a button, the next stop, the bus stop. It has all the coordinates of where to stop. It has a lane that only bus follow that lane. No, if there is emergency, you press emergency, it will stop. And it will make sure that the doors are open so that people can escape. If that can happen, it works. All their train services in those countries are driverless, without a driver. All the train without a driver. You can imagine, I learned that you can eat bubble gum in that country. If you eat, the fine of $3,000. Just bubble gum. If you smuggle it in, it can cost you a jail term. If you smoke cigarette outside the yellow box, you find 300. If you cross a traffic without giving you a crosswalk, you pay 200. If you drive a bicycle without a helmet, you pay 1,500. If you cross a red light with a vehicle, you get your license cut, and you will not get another license until next 5 years. And the people know this, they follow, and this is the rule. So they have everything in place. If you bring that car in Nigeria, if that car didn't hit anyone, someone will hit that car. No, I have seen it in my city. Someone was talking, and I'm listening because I wind my glass. He said, oh, this car, new, no crash. Let me be the first one to crash it. Wallahi Lazim, he crashed it. He crashed it. And I wanted that woman to stop. She said, Allah is up, she goes. So this is our people. If you bring that car here, the road, it will work, but somebody will crash it. That's the thing, until we change the mindset, right? They have a system, that's why it works. But maybe if we bring AI and put Nigeria, it will say, hey, be careful, right? Somebody, robot like head will come and be careful. If you touch it, I'll touch you. So people will be scared, right? You have to have a dummy of someone for it to work here. So this is it. We have a train where it transports itself in all these cities. If you go to Kigali, the same thing. train without a driver. What the driver does, if nothing actually, push the gear, stop, and all that. The system automatically knows. It has a sensor everywhere. When to open, when to close, when to move, when to stop, and all that. So it's very simple process. The overview of the machine learning flow or workflow. We have a problem definition. We need to define our problem. We need to understand this machine learning is for what? Why are we having the machine learning? We need to define. We need to do some series of initial studies, analysis, planning, and all that, right? Then design will be part of it. We identify the data that we need to collect. Then we do the data collection. And here, a lot of things will be done in problem definition. A lot of things. Then the data. We collect several types of data. We need to identify the data, right? And then we collect it. After collecting the data, we need to do the data processing or data pre-processing. Not the processing, but pre-processing. Arranging the data, classification of the data, segmentation of the data, data cleaning, data, modeling, and data evaluation. You need to test your data to make sure that this data is the data. It's not something else. Then we do the model selection. So after collecting the data, we pre-process the data by cleaning the data and all these. We need to do the model selection. The model that will work on this data. The model that will work on the data. Why do we need to do this? Not all the model can work for all the series of problems. Each problems will have a different model based on different data. So we need to look at our data by predefining it or pre-processing it. Then we know the type of model which can be used for that particular data. And then we do the training. That model, we have to train it with the data. We take a set of the data and train it, see the output. If it doesn't work, we say no, we tweak it a little bit until it gives us a desirable result. Then we do evaluation. After training, you evaluate, right? You train your children how to brush, how to, you need to evaluate if they are doing it right? This is a thing. So we do evaluation by looking at the output of this machine. And then we see if it is reasonable or not reasonable. Okay? The evaluation of AI is very crucial and it's very, it requires a lot of technical skill. There are two methods. In Cosmopolitan, we do two methods of evaluating AI. I've seen even in MIT, they do not evaluation, they do like tweaking and then getting better result. They say is evaluation. Here we do real evaluation because we criticize the data from the AI. One of the way we did a human being. We use a human being to evaluate the AI outputs or results. Second, we use the AI to evaluate the AI result. And we compare both the human and the AI. Yes. We can use any AI to evaluate the AI response. But it will involve a human being to verify, to judge. That's the thing. We'll come to that. It will be part of the topic gradually, right? If I jump now, I don't know whether I'm going into the well or I'm going to be on the bed. Okay? So let's go one step and then another. It will not be covered in this, but I will do it for free. Okay? Because I'm working with the AI teams here. So we have the knowledge to share. Evaluation is one of the key aspects. Once you evaluate, everything goes well, then you go for the deployment. After deployment, everything finished, right? Do you know what is in deployment? What are the processes in deployment? Anyone? If you do software design or development, you know deployment, right? What is there in deployment? Launching, yes. After launching, that's all right. Ah, hallelujah. We're done, right? Maintenance. So after deployment, the system is ready in production, you need to maintain it. You need to always monitor and maintain. Clear? So all in the deployment. These are the process in deployment. The tools and the library for machine learning, the commonly used is Python. Python is a good tool to write an algorithm for machine learning. Because it's easy, it's instruction based. And machine learning is based on instruction, right? Yeah, giving instruction and telling it what to do, and it learns and it does it. Python is one of the language, good, most popular use for AI. We have many other like JSON and all that, but most of the people like Python. Okay. Libraries, we have different type of library for traditional machine learning algorithm. We have deep learning. Okay, we have data manipulation and numerical computing. We have for data visualization. These are different type of library we can use. What is this contain? What are the content of this library? What does it contain in this library? We have number of functions, algorithm, formula, models, all in this library that can be used. You look at what is your area, and then you select the library, select the function, apply it, make some tweak until you get the right result. Data pre-processing and exploration. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will share this with the group. Yeah, so everyone will get it. Okay, the note and the slide, and also some of the assessment. Even the previous week, I'll give it to Hannatu right now after the class so that she can share with you. You're welcome. Data pre-processing and exploration. We have, okay, sorry, our inverter has an issue. Okay, we have different type of data. Sometimes the data can be structured, sometimes it can be unstructured, sometimes it can be semi-structured. In a situation where it is a structured data, it means it's a tabular data which can have a category or classification and all that. Age, gender, sex, marital status, blood group, all these are structured data. Okay? Unstructured data is like notes, medical notes, sometimes image. Okay? Text. You're given a note, you're taking note, is unstructured, right? Because it's not structured. Semi-structured, it's in between the structured and unstructured. For example, I have two different type of patient or different category of patient. Let's say a patient that are in wards and the patient that are visiting just to come and take a medication and leave, and those who are admitted. And we also have returning patient, right? Those who are admitted and they go home and they come back. We need to look at whether we need to readmit. These are kind of semi-structured data because they will have a different scenario while they are here. Some fever, some contamination, some viral infection, and all that, right? So we can have that as a semi-structured. We can use a JSON XML to explain or expand into this classification. Exploring the data set, we can use the Panda for loading the data, cleaning the data, and visualizing the data. It's one of the examples. We can use what do you call it? MATLAB, if the data is large. We can use Excel, if small data. We can use SPSS, right, for visualization of the data, analysis and visualization. Okay, there are many ways we can use that data. Okay, but the most important, the cleaning part of the data. Loading is fine, but cleaning, how do we clean the data? We need to organize the data, we need to arrange the data, we need to find a missing value, we need to a lot of team to clean the data, to make sure that data is there. Mostly we need a complete data. Okay, we arrange the data clean, remove the wanted and unwanted. For example, if you have a data from the satellite, it involves a lot of things. It involves humidity, airflow, temperature, the rain amount, then the image, the density, the carbon emission, and all that. Then you need to understand what are you looking for, how to extract it from all this. And there is new analysis I heard about that capture whether this carbon emission is from the these generators we have, or from the cars, or from the big vehicle, or from the industry. Okay, if from Abuja, definitely from the cars, right? And you can see this happen somewhere better are working, because if from the car, because there are some slowdown there. You can see, if you see that, you know this from the car, because there was, hold up. And if you see it within the resident area or market, this is from the generators. I went to Venice. I regret going there. Generators. The place you drive your car in, right? No more cars, only generators there, right? Brown, you heard the sound is disturbing. I say, in the capital city? If in my village is fine, not in the capital city, honestly. So we're doing nothing, right? Leaving the central city area to be that kind of garbage, I think we got a long way to go. So we can categorize. If something happened there, we know it's from this, I passed my neighbor. Okay, from the resident area, we know, but if there is any industry around, then we know it's from the industry. Mostly there is no industry in Abuja, right? Lagos, yeah. Kano, Lagos, and part of Kaduna, Ibadan, yeah. Actually, more to southwest. Now the industrialization more to the southwest. Yes. Because why? They have more electricity. Even the place where they generate the electricity, they don't use it much as they use it there. If you see the infrastructure that transport the electricity to the southwest, is better than anywhere in the country. Even the east, they don't have much. It collapses all the time. But the southwest, they did wonderful. Why can't we do it for the rest of the country? But we are not here for that. We are here for cleaning data, right? Yes. Yeah, it's okay. When we know the political things, when we have the chance, we can do something, because there are advantage. When we use the AI, we see the advantage of distribution and the what they call diversification of resources in the country. Yeah, if you centralize everything, there will be an issue. Why can't we centralize the AI now? Because it will be a bias, right? Later we'll talk about the bias of the AI and all that, the algorithm. Okay, then data cleaning, handling missing value is quite important. Sometimes the data is missing by accident, by negligence. Sometimes it just happened. For example, you are a physician. You got a patient in coma. You don't know his name. You don't know his age. You don't have his ID to check whether he's, the blood group, all that. You can't have anything. In the country where they are well, developed, they take the picture, they know who is he. They take thumbprint, they know who is he. They have his medical record, all his visit to different hospitals, they will see. But a place like Nigeria and others, we have a difficulties, right? So we'll treat the patient, we take the blood, go to the lab test, and get they will put a serial number and maybe tag him, this is his name now. Give him some serial number, this is his name. The age, they won't know. Later they need to add. So all these kind of things, this happens because there is no way we can get him. We don't have his guardian or his family to tell us something about him, but we need to treat him. The treatment has to continue going. This can happen. Sometimes the data is there, but it was wrongly inputted. In medical record, we don't use a wrong data. Once the wrong data is there, it needs to be clean and get the right data. For example, the place you need to put age, you put the blood group. For the blood group, you put age. We will not just transfer it. No, it needs to be deleted. and get the right. Because the reason why this is cross could be it not belongs to him or somebody. So we can't take it for granted. So medical is very restricted in terms of data. And that can cause even a damage to the entire system. If this kind of thing happening to the system may need to wipe all the data because they know the data is being compromised. Because if you change the blood group of a person, you can kill him in 30 seconds, 30 to 60 seconds. You can die. Okay, so AI can help us to track if somebody was playing with the system and the history of changes in the system and all that. So it's quite important. There are techniques used for handling the data. We can use a missing data with mean, media, or mode. But in some cases, like medical record, do you want to just use the mean for the age of the patient? No. So that's why you need to know how to handle that data. The missing data. You need to know how to handle the missing data. Okay, there are some techniques that can help you to do that. Removing the duplicates. When there is a duplicate in the data, removing a duplicate is quite important to remove a duplicate, and handling the Visualization of data, understanding the data distribution using a histogram, box plot, scatter plot, line chart, any type of graphical representation to make sure you understand something from the data. For example, outliers, normally distribution table, okay, that tells you that the student that passed, the student that fell, they are equally distributed, not like skewed one side, or they pass more, they fail more. You need to have a normal distribution, right? If the class is normal, it's normally distributed. But if the class is biased, normally you see it's skewed. More people, pass than they fail. Sometimes more people fail than they pass. If this happens, mostly we look at the instructor and the student. Where is the problem? Why they pass all? There is no failure. We look at, because we may have assumption that maybe there's some bribery, right? Under the table. We pass everyone. No, not good. Why they fail? Maybe the student don't like the lecturer, they didn't come for class. Or maybe the student has an issue with the lecturer, right? Or the lecturer has issue with the student, he failed them all because they didn't bring the Sunday, gift. So we need to put eyes to understand if the lecturer is able to deliver or not. That's the reason why they fail. Or maybe the students are too good, that's why they pass. Maybe the exam, so many things. But it gives us a representation, right, on what happened. Then visualization of correlation. We need to look at the correlation. For example, I'm taking software engineering or software development and in artificial intelligence. I can do a correlation. Or maybe two people are taking the artificial intelligence for section A and section B. We can do a correlation to see the level of assessment turnout or the level of scores in the assessment from the lecturer A student and the lecturer B student, and compare it to get the correlation between two different groups. We can get the correlation even within one group. I can do the correlation between the age groups here in the class and the online student and physical students, right? One way or the other. So we can visualize that correlation, and it can tell us something about what is going on. Now we go into the supervised learning algorithm. Remember, we talked about it, right? Supervised, unsupervised, and reinforcement. The supervised key concept here, we can use a linear regression where we can predict the continuous value based on the input futures. Okay, so the cost function could be a mean squared error. Okay, optimization would be the gradient descent. We'll go in detail for all this to explain how they can be applied in terms of machine learning concept of the logistics regression is the use of binary classification problems. The function here is a mapping prediction between zeros and one. Since we are dealing with a binary, we have to go with the binary language, which is zeros and one, absent and present, or true, false, or off, on. Okay, that's how the computer works. Cost function, we can have this cross entropy lost. Okay, for that. Decision tree and random forest. Remember, all these are based on the structured or supervised learning algorithm. So here we use a decision tree, which is splitting data based on the future threshold. Random forest is assembly learning using the multiple decision tree. Whatever we have in the decision tree will be multiplied. And why we need to do that? Because we need to be more precise. We need to have more precision. We want to increase the efficiency. This decision tree alone can give us something. When we multiply the multiple use of this decision tree, it will, increase the efficiency of the output or the accuracy. Okay. If not, first, the previous slide. Okay. Okay. Don't worry, don't waste much of your time. I'm going to give you this slide. It's for you. Yeah, so it's okay. You can revise, and if you have any question, you can also ask later. Or you can send the question to the group, and they will, share the question with me. Okay. Okay. Support vector machine. We can use a support vector machine, okay, by finding the optimal hyperplane that maximize the margin between the classes. Okay, it is quite important we know how we can maximize the margin between the classes. If we have two different classes, we need to see how we can maximize between the lecturer A and lecturer B, the margin, to make sure that the course content is the same, the learning experience is the same. Okay, even though they are two different people. Only when we have a structure, right, we can do that. Kernel tricks is a non-linear classification using the kernel function. You know what is kernel, right? Kernel is, in computer we use kernel. It is the intermediate between the operating system and the machine. Basically, whatever goes from the operating system go to the kernel before it goes to the machine. And the same thing, from the machine, it goes to the kernel, then to the operating system. So that's why you can have a machine. Basically, in most of the machine, I can install any operating system on it. Whether Mac or I can install Mac on this, it doesn't matter. Once I know how to play with the kernel, I can do that. And on the Mac, I install the Windows. As long as I know how to do it, I does it in the past, and I still can do it. Okay, so the kernel function, if we can have a function that the machine learning can communicate with the kernel, we avoid the operating system, because the operating system can give us a different perception, right, based on the limitation on that operating system. Sometimes the operating system, they just want to be Windows, and for that they keep something which they don't have to keep. Sometimes it marks they keep something they don't have to keep, just because they want to remain Mac. They want to keep the difference. So we avoid all these things, goes through the kernel and communicate. Like Linux, it uses Unix, right? Mac use Unix, but with the adapter in between Unix and the Mac. Linux, it also have a plugin on top. Windows is totally out. Okay, this is the chain, yeah? But all of them, down, they have to use Unix base, which the kernel understands. K nearest neighbor. So we have this is classification based on the majority vote of the K nearest neighborhood, and distance matrix, which is then the distance Manhattan distance. It's all kind of functionality we can use for our machine learning based on supervised learning algorithm. So we are talking too much on the mathematics, right? Mathematical model here. If you take one of them, it may work for you, depending on the problem that you have. Most of these work the same way, even though, because they are all mathematical. If your problem is based on the supervised activity, one of these should work for you. One of all these should work for you, whether random forest, decision tree, regression, linear regression, or should work for you. Model evaluation, once you adopt the model, you need to evaluate, right? It's quite important everywhere. You can't do without model, without evaluation in everything. So splitting data into a training and test set to ensure the robustness. So you split the data, take chunk of the data, push it into the system, see the output, then you evaluate the result. What is the expected result? What is the actual result? What could be the possible result? Why is not this? Why is not that? Why this? We need to evaluate. We tweak the data, see if the result will change. We give a wrong input, see if the result will change. Because we need to find in every situation where the possibility of the data changes and how the data changes. Is it negative or positive? That's the mode of the evaluation. Matrix accuracy, prediction recall, F1 score, and all that. So we look into the matrix, and for sure, we have to make sure that the precision is there, the accuracy is there, right? Unsupervised learning algorithm. For this, we use the clustering because we have a data which is, or a situation whereby it is unsupervised. The system has to do it by itself. And for that, we can look into the machine by itself, understanding the situation and clustering it by itself. There is incident where there is a flood or there is a fire. Based on the situation, the machine will cluster. This is a disaster, but disaster based on flood. Usually based on flood, we do this, A, B, C. This is based on fire, we do this, and it makes the recommendation. Okay, we cannot send people directly based on flood because they will be contaminated, right? For rescue, we send robots to go in, and then we need to make sure we have some disinfected mechanism, or hand wipe and all that, to make sure that these people, when they come, they are clean, so that they don't infect the others, because it's flood. The water comes, the sewers and everything contaminated. We are not sure what is there. Fire, you have to be careful, right? People burn, they got their body burned. How we can carry them, we have to use a bed, to transport them directly to the hospital and put them in a special way where they will be taken care of. This, you don't need to send them to the hospital, right? You can calm them somewhere. Give them a camp where they can settle, give them food and all that, then look at after their health. So the machine should be able to cluster, group the data point into that K cluster, and we can use this density-based spatial clustering to discover the cluster of a various shape. Association rules learning. This kind of algorithm is for finding the frequent item in transactional data, okay? Transactional data, and the application can be a market basket where you go to the market, you put item in the basket, right? You carry in your basket, right? You have a perception that, hey, it's about 10,000. Okay, you keep going. I need this detergent. I need this, Indomie. You put in, right? There is a possibility that you are not up to 10,000. There is a possibility that you are more than 10,000, right? When you go to the counter, you will get the real thing. You are thinking it's 5,000, but it's 20,000. Then you start removing some item, right? If the budget is not there, so remove, no problem. Or you keep the want and remove the need, right? Or keep the need and remove the want. Sometimes we do it the other way. When you go home, then you find, hey, I remove this, but that's the one I need. But I want this now. So it's a problem, right? Sometimes you take it because it's cheaper, so it's want. But sometimes you take it, it's expensive because you need it. So it doesn't, it matters sometimes, right? Sometimes it doesn't matter. But anyway, so we need to look at this in terms of transactional data. And the application could be that market basket analysis. Why it has to be market basket analysis? Why? Because this is unsupervised, right? Unsupervised. By the way, I know a country where you have a chart. You go into the shopping mall, you take the item, automatically you come, you don't need to see any cashier. You pay the money with your face, not by card or near pill device. Already your wallet is connected with your face, right? Okay, Pluto Wave and all that. They ask you for face recognition, right? For some time you log into the application, you need to, they say turn around, open your mouth, you know, all this. It shouldn't be just for the application, it should be for the market. When I go to the shop, right, I finish, they come, oh, okay, goodbye. You just work. The money is being deducted from your account. They know what you put in the chart and they deduct it with the machine learning. The machine learn when you are putting this item, it learn what is there in the item, okay? It does everything. And the machine has been trained to do that. So dimensional reduction, dimensionality reduction. So we have this principal concept analysis, which is reducing the number of features while retaining the variance. So if I have a student that one get 95 over 100, the other get 85 over 100, the other one got 75 over 100, all of them are A, right? In conventional system, all of them are A. I remove all the difference, but all of them A. But in this case, I have to keep the variance in mind that this student A is better than B, student B is better than C. But all of them are the same. They are in this level. Okay? So that is what it means here. The TSNE, which is visualizing the high dimensional data into the lower dimension. You have a satellite data which is in high dimensional. You're extracting it into the lower dimension. You just need to look at the wind flow. When there is a wind, 2 days ago, I think yesterday, right? Then in the afternoon, we start to see the fog, right? At night, like 2 a.m., there was a strong wind. We know that the wind is lower also, coming, bringing the dots up from so many places, and then it comes, and then it goes to other places, right? So we have this expectation. Sometimes, because they are burning the forest somewhere, and the wind is coming, it comes with the dust. We have, some understanding that we are in a tropical line, okay, that flows this item, especially from the northern part a little bit. They have more fog, and it goes off until I think, Brazil, that area, it dump it there. And that's the reason why they have much rich, soil, that they don't need a fertilizer. Because this thing is fertile when it hits the ground. So they don't need much fertilizer, and they can grow their crops more better than this part. Yeah. So, but they bring fertilizer for us, right? And wheat seed. Sasakawa Global 2000, they bring a wheat that almost destroy our crops here. Fertilizer also. There was a grass I never saw until when we start using their fertilizer. We learned that they put that seed inside the fertilizer to bring it to and our government they have understanding and the contract with them to bring the fertilizer and show us how to do the wheat. If we do it, we become their competitors. They destroy our crops, they destroy our land, and they give us a very disturbing grass, because my place, they grow wheat. One of the places in Nigeria, they can plant wheat, they can grow wheat. So it's disturbing. You cannot kill this. Even if you remove it from the farm, dump it somewhere, you still see it coming back. I don't know which kind of grass is this. You burn it with chemical, yeah, okay, it died, then the land, you can't use it. Yeah, the seed, there is another chemical used to even kill the seed. But as you're doing this, the land is also getting affected. And you can't do, all this without having the fertilizer. So it's good that we understand this from, the satellite and all do this thing, So looking at the flow of the wind, we can extract it from the satellite data and all that. If you look at the weather, sometimes they show you the wind, the expected place for the, tornado or thunderstorm or what. They're all understanding from the history, and they're looking at the circulation of this wind. And we can take it from the higher dimension into the lower dimension. Let's look into the neural networks and deep learning. Neural networks. What do you know about the neural networks? You know neurons, right? You know the neurons, right? The neurons somewhere here, right? That connect all the part of the body, and it control. If something wrong here, then technically we lose our body, right? If we are lucky, the heart is still working. But most of the time, the body gets issues. So we can train our machine learning to work in terms of neural network, the way that networks work. Okay? Sometimes you have an incident where the hand is almost removed, right? But you can see the patient, the blood is coming, he still can move the fingers. Each finger has a nerve that goes somewhere, right? But somewhere, somehow, God makes it the way that even though that's disconnected, another can function to function it. You cannot feel it the way you are feeling it without that injury, but still it works because there are a lot of network. It's a heavy network like a mesh that allow the absence of one computer for the others to work also. If one line is disconnected, it will not stop the process, it continues. Most of the time, not all the time. And the deep learning is when we are learning in deep, understanding what could be done, what could we do to make impossible become possible. So indeed, so what is neural networks? What is a neural network? Can you? Is there written? I don't mind if you, can I say cheat? Okay, so it's a layer of interconnected nodes that process input data, something that is coming, and it is in the mesh that it processes it. A network of all these connection of a body. Now we're trying to put it into the machine so that if this doesn't work, machine do this. So many conditions. If this way cannot, try something. Go back a little bit. Do this. Do that, So number of layers and giving it more ample, opportunity to function. Is still like part of unsupervised because it needs to work in this dimension. Okay, and activation function can be the sigma and ReLU, MAR. Okay, the feed forward and back progress will be training the neural networks by adjusting the weight using the gradient descent. We talked about the gradient descent, right, in the previous slide. So we train that neural network by adjusting the weight of the using that gradient descent. Okay, so deep learning architecture is basically the convolutional natural or neural networks using the image classification and recognition. The concurrent neural network is, or recurrent neural networks is used for sequential data, for example, the text time series, okay? Then the long short terms memory, a type of recurrent neural networks, which is designed to handle the long range dependency. So what is the long range dependency? Between your neurons to your pulse, it's a long distance, right? Sometimes the signal can get lost along the line, but it uses this short-term memory to, handle that long-term range. Because in the memory, the finger is still there. In the memory. If something happens, you cut it, it feels the pain, it's saying, yeah, this is disconnected. We know it's disconnected. That's why when you have an injury, most of the time, you need to go through the therapy, right? To start working and all that. Because for a long time, the leg like this. And it removed from the short-term memory. So it needs to recalibrate and make sure that it is back into the short-term memory. So that's why the physiotherapy will give you some, therapy to start working, and then gradually people start to move. And we do that with the recurrent neural networks. Transfer learning, whatever we learn, we try to transfer it into a different task, okay? And by using a less data. So we can take one of the learning mechanism, use a less data to see how this can be possible. Fine-tuning is whatever we have, we try to adjust it to see if it will give us some more desirable result. Most of the time in science and some engineering part, like what we do here in Makerspace, even if we get result the way we want it, we try to play with it to see what if. I was printing some models here in a 3D printer. I print it normally. I say, okay, let me try it in smaller scale. And then I see the impact. Let me try it in bigger scale. Let me remove some support from it, see what happened. I explore the possibility of getting it right and getting it wrong. So there are a lot of case study that we are, putting in place and check box, that if you do this, technically you could end up here. If you do that, you will end up here. This is a kind of framework for other people to follow also. Okay, so you can fine-tune to pre-train models, the model that is already been used and trained for a specific data, to see what is the impact from that particular model. Reinforcement learning algorithm. Reinforcement learning algorithm is technically learning through the trial and error, receiving reward or a punishment. When you are doing trial and error, right? It's either you get it right or wrong. Your dad buy a new Lamborghini. You don't know how to drive it. You try and error. If you drive successfully, fine. You come back home and he will say, my grandson, he know how to drive it, right? If anything goes wrong, oh, you are the first one that's destroyed, right? I know a father that his child took his car, a new car, and he destroyed it. He go on one gear and the engine. He said, fine. When that guy becomes someone, and that boy buy a new car, he come and show the father, hey, this is my new car. The father said, let me try it. The father did the same thing. No, I think so. He did the same thing until he knocked the car. He said, one. I like that. I like that my Oga, he don't take things, don't play with him. Don't mess up with him. Yeah, and I like that. He's being honest to himself and to everyone around him. Okay, so you can get a punishment if you come back successfully. It's good, right? Well done. If your model gives you the right result, fine. Thank God. If it goes wrong, you waste your time, waste your resource, and all that, right? And maybe the contract is taken away from you because you could not deliver. So this is it. So these are the key terms. We have an agent. The agent is the person learning or the machine learner. The environment, where we have to understand the problem that we need to solve based on the task. Okay, the policy, which is a strategy that the agent uses. The person that learning, right? There must be a strategy that can be applied to this particular scenario, and based on the environment. Then the reward. The reward will be either something incentive or you get a punishment, right? At the end. The algorithm is based on Q learning, deep network or deep Q networks, and policy gradient method. The learning optimal policy using the Q table. So here we introduce a Q table. Then the deep Q network is using the deep learning to approximate the Q values. So the Q values are in the Q table. So we can approximate the Q values in that Q table. And then learning policy directly from the environment. It is quite important. The environment, maybe medical environment, you want to create a deep learning or machine learning test, you need to understand that environment and the policy that governs that particular environment. It will be different from the environment, other environment like oil exploration or football, marketing, social media, and so on. Okay? Each of them has a different policy. The application for the reinforcement could be in gaming, robotics, and autonomous vehicle. Gaming, you could use a chess. Always when you play chess, what do? I'm not good in chess, but I know something about it. When I cross, I take your, yeah, I know that. And then when I cross, somebody cross 1, 2, 3, and it becomes like I lose almost everything. I took 1, he took maybe 7 at the same time. We'll be playing. I'm thinking, hey, I almost go there, This guy was planning and letting me put everything in place for him. He will give me 1. Actually, he dashed me 1. I don't know. When I take that dash, sometimes I try to avoid. He said, oh, see this? Okay. I took, then, what happened? He become the king, right? So I need to have reinforcement, right, to take that king back. So like he put reinforcement everywhere that once I take 1, he take more. So think of it in that way. Robotic, teaching a robot to navigate and perform a task. Sometimes a robot is not a human being. You come in this way, you give him a coordinate, right? The coordinate slightly mistaken. You hit me. You want to keep going this way. They need to have a reinforcement to go back and maybe look and readjust this way or this way to be able to pass. It's not a human being. Okay? Sometimes because trying to do this, it fell down. You need to have a reinforcement to stand again and recalibrate and continue. Clear? Mobile vehicle, autonomous vehicle, you can teach for self-driving, like a Tesla. They did the self-driving, it failed, but I think now they're doing good, right? With their machine, with their vehicle. And we have a train, which has been in use for a long time. Buses, they've been in use for a long time. You may be wondering, this is a driverless car, right? Or driverless car. It's It's because of what? Because they have some infrastructure in place. Even though there are lasers and everything to capture and to analyze if this is a human or this is an animal, or you never seen somebody crossing highway. Because before they build the highway, they make sure they have underpass or overpass. So you are not learning after the road is constructed. In Nigeria, we construct the road after 30 years. We enjoy crossing and dying, then you teach us how to cross by a long flyover. You see the step is not good, no shade on it. And when you go on the flyover, the big truck is running, you feel like it's going to wipe you. The sound. And you don't see a good barrier. If you have a B plus, right? You are afraid of looking down, right? You just focus. You thank God after you come down that trailer didn't hit the pillar, that all of you come down. In other country, you don't feel that. Sometimes you go overpass, and they have some drawings, some graphics, sometimes LED that you don't even want to go. You want to be looking. They make the step interactive, not the way that you feel tired. You will enjoy working. They put elevators, escalators, and they put a lift for needy people with the wheel. Or here, if you are on wheelchair, forget it. You need to get an Uber to go around and bring you back. Along don't want you because he cannot make money. He just in rush to go and drop and take people. Even you don't want to go on it because he's driving and looking at the passenger in area one, right? You are in wheelchair. He cannot come out and take your wheel and put on the boot and then put. He can't do that for you. He's trying to. The system is just myself. Okay? So we retrain, when we track, we retrain our system. The model drift, how to detect the model when it becomes outdated. So we need to give a criteria, right? This is what we are expecting the model to do. And this is what currently other people are doing. Or this is the current stage we are. Things are becoming more competitive now. And for that, we need to look at engineering our model. When we detect it's out of date, what do we need to do? We need to go back and retrain our system, right? So that the performance can increase. Okay? Once it's out of date, the performance will decrease automatically. Okay? And if we retrain or recalibrate or re-engineer, then we are expecting to have better performance. Ethical consideration in machine learning. There will be an ethic, yes.
This example, like the grinding machine and the blender.
Yes, okay.
The grinding machine is sorry. The traditional grinding machine, the stones and all that crush the product. Then we move to the grinder where you just pour everything, it's mechanical, turn on the gen, and it process your.
Both of them, you need to look at the performance. When you have the powder, you touch, right? Most of the time. If the powder is crispy, and so you know that something wrong, you need to change your filter for the grinder. For the grinding machine, the traditional one, you need to remove the crusher, whatever it is, go and as is that beep, 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 and do it right with the light going up, and then you fix it back. Usually when you put it the first time, it doesn't give you good performance, right? Until maybe after 1, 2, 3 grinding, then it becomes fine. When it's almost getting to no work, then it becomes more finer. But few days after that, you have to redo it again. So that's the problem. And if you put new one, the same thing. It needs to be a little bit flat before it starts giving you the right result. So usually that's the reason why people going out that is outdated. It takes more energy and the consumption of fuel is too bad. So they go into that new method that run it better, because that one is just heavy metal, on top of, and then, removing it by using some, So let's look at the ethic in machine learning. There must be an ethic, right? What comes into your mind when we talk about the ethics? So, legal consideration. And
Boundaries of operation.
okay, boundaries. Yes. Rules and regulation. So we can have a bias, right? There's a model of AI in the Western country. I've gone to this country, I've seen the AI, I want to bring it to Nigeria. Hey, I'm the wiki. Tomorrow the bus will start with no driver because I don't want to get more drivers. I don't want them to take tips and all these things. But are the people ready to use their card when they go in? When they go out, are they willing to?
Some things can be applicable, regardless of how it is. You have to be because
Don't worry.
Nigerians accept a certain level of change.
Okay, I will tell you it's wrong.
Maybe you use the word yet.
No, sir.
Applicable.
No, I don't agree with that. Nigerians are the most people staying online on YouTube, not YouTube, WhatsApp, not WhatsApp.
Okay, sir.
Facebook worldwide. Before it was Philippines, then Nigeria. We spend more hours. Why do we adopt Facebook? Because we can insult our leaders, right? Yes. They give us empower, we buy the data, we get the tablet, and then we are cursing them. We are good in destroying, right? Most of the activity we do on social networking is to the negative, right? But we use it.
We think we are invisible, right? And we do a lot of stuff, destroying. We can run a, uh, algorithm to get all this API and get to know which environment of the people that, going after the government. And we can deal with that. The same way we can deal with the government also, which are the, the constituents that, are not getting anything from their, members. I proposed something when I finished my second PhD, that all the parliament, because I did, the second time I did my PhD is on Nigeria, electronic governments. So I propose that all the ministries should have a website that you can communicate to that ministry from your home. There is a update, support, and everything. You can send a complaint and you can monitor where is your complaint is going. This is applicable. And it's work in other countries. Why can't we do it? We don't have a hotline in Nigeria. The hotline is fake. I give this recommendation to the Honorable Minister. Then if they cannot provide this service, I have a company that will come and will provide this service in 6 months. I know, I work with this company and I can bring them to Nigeria, kick off all the MTN and all that, This company will make the infrastructure and provide the service in 6 months. And they didn't listen. Instead, the next thing that I had, we give them 20 years license to operate. Usually we give them 5 years. But this time around, they give them 20 years. So after it's not in the office, nobody will talk to them until after 20 years. Does it make sense? You have agreement with Elon Musk to operate in our space. What is our benefit? For how much? What is the service rate in Nigeria? Did you think about it for your people? Why are they using our space to put the satellite with the leather and all that? What? So all these kind of things, we're trying to put things, but things will work. People, if they think they can take advantage of things, they use it. I never expect Nigeria will be among those who will be top one in using technology. But it happens. Because I know in 2005, 6, when I tell them something, they say you're out of your mind. When I told them one day you can make a phone call free of charge without spending a penny, they say you are delusional. They say I'm mad. But now they're using it, right? Every day with WhatsApp, with Facebook and everything. It's free, right? You just need the data. If you know your workplace, they have internet, you don't even pay. The internet is going to be free soon. I don't know in Nigeria, in other countries already free. I pay $19, I got internet, satellite, phone. I can call anywhere in the country, unlimited and unlimited access. So it's coming. Okay? One day they will come to your house, say, please take this phone. It's a good one. It's AI based, it's this, it's that. And you have free unlimited internet for 1 year. And you can use the same line for your children. And they will tell you more advantage and they are begging you to use it. And for free. We are coming to that. Eh? We are coming towards that. So let's look at the ethical. The most important thing, we need to look at the bias. Okay, bias in the machine learning. When the algorithm is written to operate in Western country or in the Asian country, can we use the same algorithm for Nigeria? Or now, all these things, need to be calibrated into our machine learning, right? The behavior, the character, and all that, the environment. You need to look at the life standard of the people. You want to use algorithm, machine learning algorithm to say that Nigeria, you want to compare Nigeria is what they call it, ease of business. Do you know what is meant by ease of business? When I cannot even go to the bank and get dollars, I have to follow, underground, and the amount of dollar I can get in the bank by law is not more than 4,000, right? 4,000. They increase it to 5? Okay, this government is good. The previous government is 4,000. I know. Even if you are going out, this is the amount you can only get from the bank. And you have to pay bribe before you get it. Yeah, people also play with the system. They are not going anywhere. They go and get a fake itinerary and get the visa, and they got it. They, they have many ways. They sell it in the black market. They got the money. Some they go and they go for free. They come back because they sell the money in the black market. That's when they say, oh, we have to make this our official exchange rate to be the same as a black market. That's why you see that it's going on. Because they understand people are taking from the government, harvesting every day. And when you have no strategy, this happens, right? We need to make an AI to even disable all these kind of things. When you tell them to use the system, they don't want. You know why, sir? Because if you use that system, someone will lose something. We have the best financial system in the world. That single treasury account, what they call it, IPPS, sorry, I'm not used to all this time because I don't know them, but I'm hearing from people, right? It's IPPS, whatever it is amazing if it is implemented and enforced. You cannot steal. Even if you steal, you'll be caught. But the problem is somebody is using manual until today. With the system, we still use manual. Road safety will stop you on the way to Castelia and ask you to send this money to this account. Lani Dayabu. Come on. So this is bad, right? They have a single treasury account, send it to the government. We should know actually one account for the government that we send and just give a description. This is for the fine. This is the reference number of my fine, and fine. But it's not working that way. We don't even know ourselves. When the road safety caught you with the fake ID card, they cannot even identify if it is a fake or not. That is the thing. So a lot of infrastructure. So it will be bias. It will be, there was a lot of data bias because you are looking at the living standard, for example, the lower income in Nigeria, actually beggar in another country is better than the lower income in Nigeria. The low income, the person that sweeps house in Saudi Arabia, the salary is the same as the professor's salary in Nigeria or even more. Why should I study? Why should I have a PhD? What? Eh? Yes? No, it depends on your rank also. The salary for 1 hour, it depends. The average, yes? $18 is more than your monthly salary, for the minimum wage. Restaurant, he says service. So this is it. Plus you will receive tips. So this Shagala, I'm telling you, it got feeding free, accommodation free, soap that will take a shower free, the lotion, even the clothing, they give them for free. They eat free. And the net they will take, is the same amount that the professor gets. He has to pay tax from it. He has to pay this. He has to pay for medication. He has to pay for his fuel. Imagine. Can you use that data to say that we are ease of business, we are this, we are normally distributed, we have a good GDP and all that? Can we compare? They are selling crude oil or petrol, $1. We have to sell $1. Can we compare ourselves? They have no downtime for electricity, maybe for 40 years. We have downtime every day, right? Do we still compare? Why are they giving comparison? So if you do your analysis, if you do analysis based on that, like I remember one of the leader was saying, if you look at these countries, they are selling petrol this amount. I say, come on, do you give people the same service this country give to their citizens? During Corona, you go to the shopping mall, you apply, I'm going to the shopping, you go, there is a charge, arranged with everything you need. Just take and go home, free of charge. I witnessed that. I asked, this is for what? Is it like, I thought it's ready, just pay and take so that you don't go into contaminate. They say it's free. For who? They say for people that cannot afford. Oh, I cannot afford. I go in and buy and come back. No, I don't want God to test me, that I am so greedy that God will bring me back, to those people. I'm afraid actually. So I just go. And believe me, if in Nigeria you try that, in less than 30 seconds, let's say 30 minutes, let me not exaggerate, they will not take it. They will destroy it. Because why? People will be fighting that I want to take two, I want to remove the item here. And before you know, the rice will cut and the oil will, the place will be smashed. So I think this is the mentality also. So the data will be bias, right? And algorithm bias. Yeah, the algorithm knows the people. It's set based on that particular environment. You take it to this environment, is bias. From medical sector, you take it to the oil exploration environment or sector, it will be bias. Okay? And societal, the people. Now, wow, blah, blah, blah. This and I remember when I was in one country when we are chatting outside the dormitory, somebody come and ask me. Because I used to have a friend among the foreign. Why you guys are fighting? So I say, no, we are not fighting. This is how we talk. We talk loud. Really? Oh, really? Yes. He thought we are fighting. You are friends. Every time you are fighting. This is technically what he's saying to me. I say, no, it's not fight. This is how we are. When they are talking, we don't even hear what they say. We insult our government. We say so many things. They are hearing, and we are like shouting. The only thing we using an Nigerian accent, they couldn't get it, right? They just capture some of the thing. And this is the thing. So this is the society. And if you want to compare Nigerian student outside Nigeria and with other students, you will have a hard time understanding Nigerian students. They will crush your mind. Any statistic you do, Nigerian student will give you different, Yeah, because you see excellent student and you see a worse student. A student will be doing good this semester, next semester you see him doing bad. And he don't give a, about it. So the society, right, is biased. And he can change his mind to be good also. He doesn't care. Okay. And so we look at the fairness, how to mitigate this bias. We need to be fair. Since we know that this algorithm or model is based on the West, we need to be fair to calibrate it to suit to the environment. Okay? And also, we need to have a detection technique of that kind of bias if it happens. Not all the models that we can just adopt and use. We need to have a mechanism to detect if it is a bias and try to be fair and recalibrate or tweak it or fine tune it to make sure that we get the best out of it that suit to that particular environment. Privacy and security. It's always good to have a privacy, right? And it's always good to have a security. I could be doing some work. Somebody come and steal my work. It's possible, right? We have intelligence. They didn't go to school. They are dropped out from the junior school. And imagine, they can hack a bank. Even all these online things, these people know how to go through and get what they want. So we have to be careful. There are some data privacy in place that you can adopt to make sure you are, to make sure that you follow this data privacy to make, best out of the system that you produce. Okay? You have to abide by this, and there are many more. Okay? Security concern, we can have attack on the machine learning algorithm. When America was creating the ARPANET, there was an attack on the, where they store their information. For that, they make it in different locations. If anything happens here, they will quickly recover from the other. That's when the internet started. They have a server. Google have server in Nigeria, have server in the Europe, Asia, and all that. And they are replicating to update each other. If there is any problem, they stop this part and they continue with the other part. Okay? To make things continue. Model theft, somebody can steal your model. If he's stolen, it's fine. But the problem is if he change your model without you knowing. Like those people that come and open your car, steal everything and close it like nothing happened. They disable the alarm and everything. You didn't know. Or they implant something. Then later they call DSS or SARS. Hey, this guy has something. And the SARS come, they also find it. You don't even know your car has been opened. You thought you have the best security in the world. Somebody come and they introduce someone, say that this guy is very good in tracker and all that. You bring your car to put that I seen on the house. The same person would be used to open my car. It's better I have the conventional system, I'm okay with it. If the tracker I cannot put myself, forget it. If the company cannot put for me or me putting by myself, forget it. I won't allow anyone to touch my car. Okay. Responsible AI, we have a transparency, accountability. How can I be transparent knowing that somebody can steal my idea? There's a model theft. Isn't it a double standard? I have to protect my model, right? But no, I have to be transparent. Telling people what I do, right? Does it make sense? No, yes, it makes sense. I have to be transparent when I'm doing it to the users. But I don't know who is who. This is a problem. But anyway, we have to be transparent. But something has to be, we have to be accountable also. If we leave it out, it goes to the wrong hand. No, forget it. If you look at this, there is one good example out. Menerium. If you are on cryptocurrency, Menerium. Menerium, there is a fake Menerium, there is a good Menerium. They copy they clone the Menerium. Even the coin market cap cannot detect which one is which. Once you have the wallet, you add this contract, you get 15,000 Menerium, which is more than $15,000. Yes. So be careful about cloning the model. $15,000. But how to remove it is an issue. For those who are using Ethereum network, they remove the money because they know that they have to pay the gas fee. They remove. But for those who are using Binance Smart Chain, it becomes a little bit difficult because this time you have to pay the gas fee and people are afraid. Solana, yes, Solana also been compromised. So this is the thing, because if someone will come and will make it, even though I wonder Solana has their own network, but why it happened to them? They should detect this. This is what we are talking about, detecting the fraudulent activity as it's happening or before it happens. So many things. So we have to be careful of being transparent and being also accountable, right? Who is responsible for the machine learning driven decision? Is the machine or is the human? The machine, which of the machine? Human, who is the human? This is the problem. And that is one of the reasons why we cannot depend on the conventional AI, especially in generative AI, where we depend on them to provide the service. We are creating our AI here in our supercomputer. We have about 12,000 computational power. And we are now getting collaboration to increase this cluster. We don't use it. We cannot use it. We thought of giving it to our partners. Any of our partners will use our facility free of charge. Any facility in the makerspace for our partners is free of charge. But we cannot finish this computational power because you will use it not every time, right? You use it and finish. The remaining space, the remaining time is for nothing, right? We thought of creating the AI engine that will be used for generative AI with the African flavor, considering our environment. And we start thinking about this when we give an evaluation of AI, generative AI content. Recently, we try to use some of the AI system. Because we are Nigerian, they prevent us from using it. Then this is enough reason that we are looking for partnership to fund our AI system. The project plan is ready now. We're looking at the partners in Africa to fund part of it. Before that, we are doing something, but we want to make it big. And soon we'll be announcing it. At least we need to have something for ourselves, right? To avoid this bias that we're talking about. So there will be a capsule project. The objective is to build complete machine learning pipeline from data collection and processing, pre-processing to model development. Example of the project could be predicting the house price using a regressional analysis model and building a spam filter for the email and deploying the recommendation system for the movies or other products. This could be an example. Do you have any question? Is there any question? It's too much, isn't it? Now you are computer scientists. You have to bear with me. Most of the time, some of the terms are computer science based. As time goes, you get used to it, and unless if you are computer science, then it's fine. And when one day they first told me that there will be a machine artificial intelligence, I said, okay, I have a student having a degree in computer science. They say no, but we know you can do it. I said, okay, fine, we'll try our best. We'll grow together. Yeah, so that's the thing. Any question? They'll check and not if there is any question online. Have you sent them the attendance? Okay, yes.
The basic definition of trial and error is to see outcomes and to see punishments, results and punishments. But sometimes, can I say that we can see rewards in the error?
That's why the punishment is not like positive or negative. It could be positive, it could be negative. When you have an error and you fail, you learn something. That's also a lesson to take, that this way is not going. You know, when you are driving, you reach, this is a close. So next time you have in your memory that I don't spend my fuel, going this way is close. Like I was driving one day, and then I find myself in the middle of nowhere and going off the rock, and say, you reach your destination. I say, thank God. And the next thing I start hearing the monkeys around that side, and I cannot reverse because I don't see behind. I don't know what to do. And I'm between rocks. I don't. Why do you trust this map to be here? And I'm in the middle of nowhere. It says you reach your destination. How? I know that previously I have like maybe 1 hour to reach to my destination. I want to have the shortcut actually. And they send me to that, and they say you reach your destination. So I say, okay, good. Is there a guy that do charm here? They bring me to do charm or what? I don't know. The place looks scary, I reach my destination. I say, for where? I try to crash the bumper of my car to turn around, because if I'm going back, it's a slope. I can't afford that. So I am even afraid to come out, because I can see monkeys, it's a jungle. It's a dead dead end, and that place is a forest. It's not even used for farming or anything. I was thinking, what's wrong? Who comes here? What do they do here? Maybe people coming here for charm or something. And they think I'm one of them. But they didn't get me right. I'm not one of them. Yes. It's funny. Yes. Any question online? Okay. So do we have a people online, right? Ask them if they have any question. Okay, if no question, I think we can call it a day. And thank you very much. We are just right on time, right? Sign your attendance, and hope to see you next week for more amazing lectures. We will be computer scientists, right? Machine learning expert and artificial intelligence gurus, God willing. Yeah. So I will give Hannah to these slides for this week and the previous week. For this week, I have some assessment. I want you to do it. Okay. If you have a difficulties, please let us know. Okay, in doing your assessment. You have to turn up this assessment before next week. By next week, we are expecting to have everything, right? Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. Yes, sir. Wow.